And welcome back. Sleepy Cat Loaf, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. I really like that name. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Have you ever played the arcade version of Battletoads? It's a bit more mature and dark, Capsid says. I have not. So far, this is my only Battletoads experience, is what I've played of this game. I've got a couple other Battletoads games in my collection. So if I ever manage to survive this game, we will check out some others. I do not think I have. I do not think I have the arcade version anywhere, though. I'd probably be curious to take a look at it, though, at some point. That was ugly. That was real ugly. I'm bleeding lives now. This was a pretty great run up until this stage, and it's kind of starting to fall apart a little bit. I am really close to missing a lot of those. No, I got distracted looking at the background. I was kind of noticing the warping effect on the purple on the top. I started staring at that instead of paying attention to what I was doing. They got me. They got me. They made it do something weird to distract me, and it finally worked. No. Welcome in. I think that says Hallian. Sorry, I can't look away from the game very well at the moment. But thank you for being here with us. Hallian, late Kyle raid. Joined with the Raiders. Boba's AFK. Moving some of my mini paints to dropper bottles, like By mini paints, you mean like the little figurines for like tabletop games? Right on. My sister is really into Pathfinder. She plays a lot of that with her husband. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know she's always painting the minifigures. A lot of them are, you know, like, while I've never played the game, I do like, you know, I do kind of like that fantasy type stuff. A lot of those characters, those little characters are really cool. Zappy robots keep killing me while I'm climbing down. Stage 2 is one of my least favorite parts, and I think it's good that it's front loaded there. It's rough, but it's nice to be able to get it out of the way. Specifically Citadel brand paints, because they come in pots instead of dropper bottles. I play Battletech Alpha Strike. I'm learning Warhammer 40k and Kill Team. I want to learn Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Warcry. Yeah, I'm sorry to say you're much deeper into the world of those games than I have ever managed to get myself. I've certainly heard. Well, I've heard of Warhammer. I don't know if I've heard of the other ones before. I've played Pathfinder exactly one time. My sister tried to teach me, but I was sadly I was a very poor student. I greatly underestimated the complexity of that game. She sent me a homework packet, and I tried to do it last minute. It went very poorly. Yeah, she said something like, you know, because she had made characters for us. And she said, yeah, I'm going to send you a character sheet. And I was like, all right. She said, you just need to look it over, and then we can, like, you know, walk you through the rest. And I was like, all right, a character sheet, so that's going to be one page, right? And so I didn't look at it until like 20 minutes before we were going to play, and it was this huge packet of this giant multi-page document. It was so complicated. I don't think Battletoads is meant for players who can only beat one NES game legitimately. That's something I'll have to work up to. Yeah. I mean, I kind of hear that Battletoads is kind of like the final boss of the NES. It's hard to know for sure how true that is, but I mean, you hear from a lot. I hear from a lot of people that this is basically the hardest NES game. I thought I was dead. Can I ask Zelda Dude, what is the one NES game you can beat legitimately? I don't know if that's come up before. This game exemplifies Nintendo hard. Super Mario Bros. 1. Hey, Super Mario Bros. 1's not a super easy game. Stage 6-3. I tremble in fear just thinking about that stage. Oh, that guy was really tough. This guy always gave me a lot of trouble. Yeah, he's been really tormenting me tonight too. I don't know if I've ever beaten that guy without losing at least one life, but he's been taking a lot of them away from me tonight. I find him harder than all the other bosses. Of what I've played, yeah, he's probably the hardest boss. I would say I think he's probably the hardest boss. First boss is pretty easy. It's not another boss till stage 5, and that guy is super cheesable. 6 and 7 don't have a boss. There's that guy. There's the bull guy on stage 10. He's not really that hard. He usually takes a life from me. Maybe 2 is typical, but he's not really that hard. It's mostly that I'm just sloppy. He's pretty predictable if you just play with precision. And that's it. That's all. I mean, that's all the bosses I've seen. So yeah, that guy is definitely the hardest for me so far. If it was not for the cheese, I think the rat would be harder. Maybe. I don't know that he'd be harder, but he would definitely take longer. You know, in my estimation. I mean, I've fought him for a long time without knowing the cheese. I only discovered that, you know, after a couple weeks of playing. I was fighting him without the stick. The rat, my strategy for him was to wait for him to do a high jump and then run and hit him in the back. Which was pretty reliable, though because the fight's real tedious, it would give him a lot of opportunities to do damage to you. But, you know, I probably fought him like 50 times without the cheese. Of course there's cheese. Rats love cheese. I'm pretty decent at Urban Champion. I managed to get to 56th place on the leaderboards on my first playthrough. Like the speedrunning leaderboards. That's pretty good. Arcade Archives on the Switch keeps track of the high scores. Oh. 56th worldwide. I'd say it's pretty good, especially for a first playthrough. I doubt I could match that on any first playthrough myself. Come on. I think my Battletoads first playthrough will be ranked higher than 56th place on the leaderboard for worst first playthrough. Why? Why are these guys ruining me so much? I've never lost so many lives here. He was nowhere close to me. What? I don't like this game anymore. I don't like this game anymore. This is all unacceptable. I've lost so many lives right here. More proud of my Donkey Kong position. 79th place on that game. 291, 400. That's a like really competitive game too. I've never really gone chasing high score in a game. Sometimes when we do Atari or Commodore 64 games, like in the moment, I'll set like a high score goal for myself, and usually a very modest one. Like I'll say, like, oh, if we can get, 100,000 points, then we'll be done with the game, basically. I mean, that's the only reason that I do it. It's just for games that like don't really have an ending, or don't seem to have an ending. Then I'll set an arbitrary score goal for us on the stream. That's the closest I ever get to really like chasing a high score. I don't know why, but that objective, that type of objective has just never really been one that sort of captured me. I kind of like times, right? I don't really have much of an urge for speedrunning. I run a timer sometimes when we're doing a challenge run, but it's usually just for a curiosity. And I did used to speed run one game, but it's not really something that I like have really caught the bug for, like a lot of people do. For those who may be curious, I used to speedrun Castlevania The Adventure. I think I was 4th place on the leaderboards at my best. Out of nine runners. So, yeah, perfectly average. I'm terrible at Pac-Man. Beating my personal best in an arcade game, for me, is like beating Battletoads or Dark Souls completely blind for you. I mean, I get it, like, you know, I get the thrill of the achievement, right? I definitely understand why people go for them. I'm just saying that for whatever reason, like, I'm not really inclined to go on those hunts myself, but you know, I chase other you know, gaming achievements. Feels impossible. When it happens, it feels amazing. A lot of times the stuff I go for just is impossible. There's some of that stuff that I want to figure out in Dark Souls. I'm pretty resigned to the fact that I'm starting to feel resigned to the fact that I'm not going to be able to figure out some of the stuff I want to figure out in Dark Souls. I'm aiming for a Donkey Kong kill screen. That's my long-term goal in that game. It's taken me 150 hours to get to where I am at where I am now. I really hope that this Klinger Winger, like, I really hope it's one of those things where, like, I feel like I have a lot of things in games where, like, I'll encounter something that's, like, really difficult and takes me forever to do it. But then once I do it once, then it becomes very easy to duplicate. This won't, it won't sound like a super impressive example, but I did a Buster only run of Mega Man 1, and I did it twice because the very first time I ever did it, I knew I wanted to do it twice. The first time that we did it, it took like 7.5 hours. It was 7.5 hours of agony. Buster only Mega Man. But I did it in one sitting, and we made it through. And so, like, a week or two later, I did it again, because I wanted to see, like, how much immediate improvement I would have. And the second time, it took 2.5 hours, which is still not a very good time for a game that's that short, right? But that's a 5-hour improvement across 2 playthroughs, so, like, yeah, it's just, there are a lot of things where, like, it takes me forever to do something in a game the first time, but then once I do, like, I can repeat it pretty well. I really hope the Klinger Winger is going to be that situation, because I'm really afraid it's not. I think it's going to be one of those things where, like, I get it once, and I'm super lucky, and I never get it again. And I'm going to be heartbroken for the rest of my life. No soft locks. If we got in a soft lock there, I would have had to just quit for the night. Birdman Fallen, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I hope you're having a wonderful night or day, whatever time it is, depending on which direction your part of the world is currently facing. We had a wonderful full moon tonight. Not really so much the moon itself, but there's a nice bright full moon, and it's really snowy outside, so it like captured all the light, and the sky was clear. So it's one of those nights where you can go out at any time, and you can see perfectly fine. It feels like it's as bright as daytime. All night long. NES games are like that. Excuse me. Something that's kind of similar, though this is misleading because it's more luck than skill. With Super Ghouls and Ghosts, a very similar thing happened because I went on a grind to beat that game deathless, and we got the deathless run, and then I didn't play it for a month, and I threw it on randomly one night for a casual playthrough, and I got a second deathless run the very next time I played it. So that was kind of cool that happened like that, but it wasn't because I got better at the game. I just got lucky. All right, we're back. We're back here. Finally, we're back. I don't really know. I don't really think it helped any at all, but I'm gonna do the same thing, where I'm gonna switch to the TV audio for myself here. So let me get that turned back up. Birdman. Just before 4 a.m. here. Randomly found your stream. Looks like you do retro challenges, which is cool. I love the NES and SNES. Right on. I'm right there with you. I'm a retro guy. And yeah, I would say NES to N64 is probably my real sweet spot. Though I do branch out older and newer from time to time. I do love a good challenge run. I'm not always working on challenges, but I'm always thinking about them. But I've done a handful. We actually just kind of accidentally completed a challenge earlier tonight, too. At the start of the stream, we played Gunsmoke on the NES, and I did a 1 life clear of Gunsmoke for the first time earlier tonight, which was it was a goal that I had, but I didn't think it was going to happen tonight. And then I just got real lucky, and we had a great run. So I kind of accidentally did a challenge earlier tonight. But yeah, there's a handful of games that I've sort of worked up until I've been able to pull off deathless runs of them. That's what I really like going for. Is deathless runs of games. Never played Gunsmoke. Have to check out the VOD later. Right on. Yeah, Gunsmoke is it's fun. It's a vertical like shoot 'em up type game, which I don't play a lot of shoot 'em ups, but I've always really liked that one. Battletoads here. I'm just trying to beat for the first time. I've never made it to the credits in this game. I've been stuck here on this stage for a long time. This has been as far as I've been able to make it. I'm getting a lot of, like... I don't know what to even call it, like input stutters. I know what happens when I hit diagonal by accident, but... That's the furthest we've made it tonight by far. And the thing is, I don't know what I did any differently. I felt like I just did the exact same thing I do every time. You did do the same thing you do every time. Your best, the Joker says. I really wish I could do someone else's best. My best isn't good enough. Do we max out the score counter? Nice. I didn't even see it. I've been wanting that to happen. I'm a little sad that I didn't catch it in the moment, but it is nice to know that it happened. Just beat Ocarina again. Guess it's time for another Ocarina playthrough. Come on, Frownie. I got a bad input there, so it's already lost. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Zelda dude, thank you for the hydrate and the stretch break. We'll do those before our last attempt here. Nice, relaxing, peaceful music to stretch to. We'll stretch first and then we'll have a drink. And here we can do the big camera for it too. That wheel is like in the exact wrong place for me. That part is impossible. There has to be a trick for it. I think the trick is just perfect, precise inputs. I'm not a joystick guy at all. I really would pretty much always prefer to have a D-pad. But I kind of feel like this is one instance where I feel like I would have an easier time if I had a joystick. Maybe only slightly. I think that's got to be it, my friends. I really want to keep going, but I don't think I have the strength for another run. I'm really worn down. I would love to get this victory for us, but I just I don't know. This is a hard game. I believe you can do it. It'll happen one day. Nice try. You'll get it eventually. Thank you, Zelda Dude. Thank you, Angelus. We'll raid out, my friends. Thank you for being here tonight, my friends. Thank you so much for coming by and for sticking with me. We had one really nice victory, an unexpected win in Gunsmoke. I'm really happy with that. We've had so many wonderful people join us. I'm sorry I couldn't get us the Battletoads victory. Excuse me, but I'm gonna keep trying. I don't actually have this game on the schedule for another night this week, but I might throw it on sort of impromptu. So apologies that I can't tell you for sure when the next attempt at it's going to be, but I'm gonna try and throw it on at least another night this week at some point. I should be back tomorrow night around 11 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow night we're playing Ao the Clown and Dark Souls on the Switch. And the plan for Wednesday, again, same time, is we're going to attempt like a no items run through Gunsmoke on the NES. See if I can get a 1cc without any of the items. And then we're going to play Contra Hardcore on the Genesis. And stick around for the raid, then you must be going right on. I'm going to send us in the direction of Shadow Archon. Shadow does a lot of retro stuff. He does a lot of challenges. He's got a really great stream. He's playing Conker's Bad Fur Day right now, so the content warning on the game. It is an M-rated game. While I haven't played it, I know it's got a lot of a sort of adult content to it. So heads up about that. If that's not appropriate for you, you may want to bow out. But otherwise, certainly come along, because Shadow's got a fantastic stream, my friends. Thank you to everyone who came in with the raids tonight. Zinshan, Angelus, Ultima CJ, Midnight Monopoly, Kyle TX500, Barnacules, Away at J. I'm so very fortunate that so many of you have chosen to send your people our way tonight. But thank you very much for that, and thank you everyone who's come along, everyone who stuck around with us, and all the lurkers, all the people chatting with me and cheering me on. It really means the world to me, my friends. I hope you're all well until I get to see you again. But it's time for us to head out now. I'm all out of stream for us for tonight. So let's go on an adventure.